Hey everybody, this is Moletrap coming at you, and this is going to be a game between Kwanro and a guy named Shuttle, and I'm going to call him Shuttle. Well, actually, I'm not sure if I should call him Shuttle. He also goes by YoonJoong, which is a little bit more difficult to slip off of my tongue there. So maybe we'll see what happens. We'll see what comes naturally. But if I call him Shuttle, then I could be like, oh, he's going in with the shuttle, but Shuttle has the shuttle. Shuttle is shuttling over the probes to the shuttle station. Shuttle. Isn't that also the name of the little puck thing that they use in like shuffleboard or something like that? Or curling, maybe? I don't know. Maybe not in curling. Anyways. So, enough random rambling. This is part of Group H, and by the way, this is Game 2. And Game 1 is being done by Diggity. This is Kwanro versus Shuttle. And Game 1 is Flash versus Yellow RNC, Yark. And so that should be an exciting game. I'm not sure when all this is going to be released, so I'm sorry if like this one comes out before Diggity's Game 1. But if you haven't seen Game 1 yet, check Diggity out, and he's going to do that. And then I think we're going to do a combo on the winner's game. I'm not sure. So just check all of us for all of it, or actually, check SC2GG, and it'll all be listed there. And there's a place in the forums where it all gets updated, so there's a forum posting that has a list of all the games and then commentaries next to them. Also, Radavel's been doing daily posts on the front page that show you what commentaries have been done the last day or two. So, wow, some excellent harassment going on here by Shuttle. I guess I am going to call him Shuttle. It just seems to be easier to say. Stopping that second hatchery from going down for quite a while, so Kwanro's a little behind on that expansion there. But I don't think it's going to hurt him too much in the long run, because it doesn't look like, Shuttle's got his Nexus up. Doesn't look like he's going for any kind of a rush. So, well, I'm certain he's not going for a rush because he's got his Nexus up. So he's not going to need that creep too early to get sunken colonies down or anything like that, which you might need if he was going for some kind of 2-gate build or something like that. I wasn't paying attention because I was rambling, so I don't know if Kwanro has scouted. He sent out an extra drone. I didn't see if that went out to scout Shuttle yet or not, and wow, those are some interesting things with plungers. So someone is rooting for the player that has plungers. Okay, that was dumb. Never mind. Anyway, so Kwanro getting his third base here already, and wow, so getting a third base out. This is Othello, by the way, and this is well, I'll explain more of the map once the details of the map become a little bit more obvious. But basically, the main kind of key feature about this map is the ridges that are behind the natural bases. And also there's raised things, so we might see Templar drops being an issue. If you plant the Templar on top of that ridge, it's not easy to see the Templar there, and so sometimes players don't run their drones away quick enough. So finally, the gateway and the cannon going down. He's got that Nexus up pretty early. Before Kwanro has his natural up, it looked like, or about the same time rather, not before. So things looking very good for Shuttle economically here. But Kwanro, it looks like he's gone for a mostly economy build though, so I don't think he's going to be very far behind. He's produced an entire 2 Zerglings, so the rest of his larvae and the rest of his money have been going towards drones. So he's got a lot of drones out now. He's got a third base that's going to be up pretty soon. Shuttle's kind of scattered on his way back out, so he knows that's going to be there. But Kwanro, it's interesting, something to think about. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to come into play, but he's placed that third base between himself and Shuttle, so he's really going to, basically he's going to be able to protect that base at his front. It's going to be less vulnerable to reach arounds, sending in a drop or something around the side. However, he has taken the 12 o'clock base also. Jesus, and Shuttle looks like he might even scout this. One more hit on that probe, one more hit on that probe. Go, 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 get the probe. It does scout the hatchery though before it dies, and it hasn't even died yet. It might get away. It's probably not going to get away from those speedlings, but he's scouts the 4th base, so he knows that is there. That's probably going to be a target for him, although, like I said, kind of the way the Kwanro's bases are set up, it's kind of like an arrow pointing right at Shuttle, so it's going to be difficult for Shuttle to really get out. to that 12 o'clock base, he's going to have to go through Kwanro or go all the way around, and that will leave him vulnerable if he sends his army all the way around there. So, yeah, interesting. So Kwanro already has his den out there, well ahead of the Corsair. So he's probably going to get some Hydra. Well, actually, I did see a Stargate going up. Again, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying too much attention. It's probably the Stargate is coming up right about now. So he's going to have a Corsair out pretty soon. But Kwanro's going to have that den up just easily in time, since it is already up. One drone goes down, and it looks like Shuttle just kind of standing in. Oh, the probe picks off the drone. That probe has 2 kills on it, so it must have gotten another drone as well. And so I think that's exactly what Shuttle needed to do, was send in a couple of Zealots there, get Kwanro to produce something other than drones. And so finally, Kwanro forced to produce some Zerglings and a Hydralisk there. So he's to force back the Zealots. So I think that was a good move on Shuttle's part. He only lost 1 Zealot, I think, and a probe in that exchange. So good for him, and he didn't really lose very much for the amount of. He needs to put pressure on Kwanro, because if he lets him go, basically Kwanro he's not okay. Kwanro is a beast, and wow, somebody's getting another scout in there. But Kwanro is a beast in Zerg versus Terran, but he's Zerg versus Protoss is his, and he's also really good in Zerg versus Zerg actually. Zerg versus Protoss is his weakness. Kwanro going in here, trying to pick off those cannons there, sending in Lings to occupy the Zealots while he picks off the cannon. Beautiful move, just with only a few Zerglings there. And Shuttle's forced to bring out some probes to try and force those Hydralisks back a little bit, losing those probes in the meantime. Losing a few probes and 1 cannon. So again, not too big of losses on either side though, but I think that was a pretty cool move on Kwanro's part. He's got the Stargate up, but I don't think he's even producing a Corsair. So Shuttle skipping Corsairs altogether. Now it's going to be interesting to see if Kwanro makes a switch to Mutalisks at some point. Although, okay, there's the lair. I was going to say, although he doesn't even have a lair up yet. It looked like he may have been going for some kind of Hydra bust there. I'm not sure. Maybe he decided to change his mind when he saw what defenses Shuttle has. Shuttle getting a Templar Archives out as well. So it looks like, usually you'd see Sair with DT, but he hasn't produced any Corsairs yet. And maybe that's because he saw that Kwanro was going for all that econ, and maybe that's why he did it. Maybe he feared that Kwanro was going to be going for some kind of a bust, a cannon bust, and decided to get more ground troops instead of the Corsair to deal with that. And he does have a lot of Zealots out now. He's upgrading +1 weapons, so he's probably upgrading the Zealot speed. Actually, is Zealot speed up already? It might be already. So now he's going out, and this is going to be difficult for Kwanro to deal with. He's only got those Hydras. It's a critical point in Kwanro's build where he only has Hydras and he doesn't have any Lurkers out, which he would need to really effectively deal with those Zealots. And wow. Not a lot of Hydra there. He's not microing terribly well. He is microing a little bit. Now he's not microing them at all. The Zealots are all up in those Hydra's grill. And Sunken going down. It looks like Kwanro is going to be able to deal with this. He just has too many Hydras, and he's finally microing them a little bit there. And drawing the Zealots away from his base. He's going to be able to circle back around, and that Sunken's going to pop in just in time to do some damage as well. So not too big losses. Oh, a few Zealots breaking away from the pack. A couple more Zealots hitting 12 o'clock. Kwanro completely unprepared. He doesn't have these defenses in enough positions here. And bringing 1 Hydra to deal with 2 Zealots, this is not looking good for Kwanro at all. Although, if he deals with this, he's going to be in a good position. He's hopefully upgrading Lurkers right now. He hasn't lost a ton of drones, so he's going to be able to come back from this eventually. It depends on if Shuttle's going to come up with a follow-up attack or not. Doesn't look like he's going for a follow-up. This is where the DT comes in, but there's Overlords everywhere. He hasn't produced any Corsairs to knock off even the scouting Overlords. So that TT I don't think is going to do a whole lot of good. He does have Overlords at all of his bases, I believe. He's got Hydras running around everywhere. Although maybe the Zealots will draw the Hydras away somewhere while he hits the 12 o'clock base with a DT, and it looks like that is what he's doing. You can see it on the minimap. He's sending that DT around the 12 o'clock. Is Kwanro going to be able to see this? He's going to have to notice when his drones are being killed. The Hydras are there, but the Overlord pops out just in time! And oh, beautiful! That was absolutely beautiful. Completely and utterly unplanned, but beautiful nonetheless. The Overlord popping out of its egg just at the right moment.